God! Fuck, dude. I wish that door was me. Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another Monday, which means it is time for another Nozz Watches Vox Machina. Let's go! Yeah! So, in the last episode, they almost fucking died. They know about the vampires, and, oh boy, Edgy Boy got really edgy all of a sudden. We ran into, like, what I imagine to be, like, the first of the Matt Mercerisms, that honestly came to define, like, the memes about Critical Role. So, hey, that means I get to experience them through a filtered thing with hindsight in effect. So, hey, that's good. That's fun. And hopefully it's, it turns out to be better than, what the meme is, I guess. I don't know. Because, hey, I mean, you could do Edge correctly. You can do it okay. So, yeah, let's get in here and let's just see what the fallout is to our party getting absolutely fucking deleted by vampires and getting, their commission as Guardians of the Realm being completely removed, shall we? In 3, 2, 1, and go. Oh, boy, but yeah, death is really fucking hard in 5e. Like, it is way too fucking hard to die. I mean, there's literally a vampire, my dude. Holy shit. Can't prison just wait until the morning? Come on now. It's a fuck-mothering vampire! How do you look at a fuck-mothering vampire blowing up half your Like, how do you look at a fuck-mothering vampire raging through your courtyard and go, oh yeah, no, totally. I mean, like, surely someone must have seen some of the bullshit he was doing, right? Oh. But then again, I mean, it seems like a lot of people were just, brainwashed, so I imagine the witnesses weren't really witnesses, huh? God, this fucking vampire is hot. God damn it. Holy shit. Still banned from vampires, by the way. Oh boy. Okay, so yeah, so like I say, death is really fucking hard in 5e, and I think it's like one of the things that, like, I think for 6th edition when it comes out, because 6th edition will happen, it's most likely going to be closer to a 5.5e than a true 6th edition, and I'm totally fine with that, because I like 5e. The only thing I don't like about it is how hard it is to fucking kill someone. Like, honestly, yeah, like I've played in a lot of D&D games, and I think, like, of most of them with players that aren't brand new, I've seen maybe 2 deaths over the last, like, couple months. One death in my patron game because a player decided to fight a mind flayer, and mind flayers can bypass death saves and kill you outright, which more monsters need to be able to do. And another one for a game that I'm playing in. I wasn't there for that, so I don't know the details of how he died. But he was a squishy wizard fighting a thing that has multi-attack and does fucking 68 damage. It's not a weapon, you're a fucking bard, my dude. Holy shit. I am not capable of it as an NPC. The wacky NPC is the one over there with the X over their face. They're wonderfully uneducated. Oh my god, is that a... I don't know what that was in the back, but I'm assuming it was a tabaxi. Just fucking... just fucking like, oh, just struggling with the battle axe. That's great. So, so why didn't they... So why didn't they take, the component pouch of the druid lady, Caliph? What's... Like, they take the bod's casting focus, but not the druids? Ah, it's funny, because no casting medium. By the way, as a DM, you really want to fuck with your players? Take away their casting foci. It's great. Like... he has comprehend languages, doesn't he? Oh my fucking god. I mean, executing a civilian in front of the nobleman is probably not the best idea. Feel like maybe they should Goliath-proof the fucking keep. I don't know about that one. Wow. Oh man, I love when players just like fucking make assumptions. That's fucking great. Fun fact, I actually had players butcher an entire village because the village was helping a vampire. Because they didn't realize that vampires can mentally control and hypnotize large populations. Oh boy, and they got their fingernails ripped off. That's not... Oh boy. At least they grew back. But like, at least they grew back, my dude. Jeez. Oh, I love players. I love players so much. They're so dumb. God! Fuck, dude. I wish that door was me. So I'm assuming she's some kind of warlock or something. Well, that's a slur. Oh boy. Oh boy. And immediately, alright. I mean, to be honest, the average player can't solve a puzzle designed for children, so I guess that makes sense. McDonald's playmat rule. Yeah, that's the thing I learned real fucking quick. And even then, sometimes it's like, oh man, this puzzle might be a little too hard. Might need to downgrade to a Wendy's playmat. Oh my god. The fucking Dex characters are gonna break out with the fucking. Oh boy. Oh my god. You gotta love when the ranger and the rogue decide that because they can sneak that they're fucking invisible. It's amazing because the local fucking wizard or warlock is almost always better because they can learn invisibility. Like actual invisibility. You see a vision of a middle finger in your mind's eye. Your god is tired of your bullshit. It's actually similar to something I did to a player once. They were playing a cleric, but they didn't really like playing a cleric. Said they wanted to play a paladin. So, yeah, basically had them pledge to a whole new god. An evil god. And it was fun. It goes more in detail, but yeah, it's a long ass story. Like, it plays over the course of like a fucking year. Ooh. And that's how Pike got a barbarian multiclass. Hey, Everlight, you fucking bitch, pick up the phone! Pick up the fucking phone! Okay, I do joke, but this is actually kind of really cool. Like, if I was playing this, it'd be fucking rad. That elf and that half orc, they're fucking. They were fucking. Oh, it's one of these! It's one of these! Oh, shit fuck! Oh, I am so fucking down. I am so fucking down. If it's, I don't know if this is like a fucking Mercer original fucking monster or if this is something from the fucking monster manual, but either way, it's some sort of spectral wraith, and those are always fun. Enemies that can ignore walls are the best fucking thing. Oh, fuck. Oh, I have a story. I have a story. Fuck. Shit. Balls. It's a Star Wars 5e story, but it's still technically D&D. Not with that attitude, they aren't. Oh no, the poor bear! Oh! 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 Ah! Okay, please let them name drop it. Please let them name drop this. Hang on, I gotta have 5e tools open on my phone. Holy shit. Like, if they name this and I'm not immediately fucking recognize it, it has to be a Matt Mercer monster. Creepy shit in. Oh my god. I I love players. I love D&D players so fucking much. Okay, I have. Oh, please name drop them. It looks like some sort of wraith, but I'm not sure. I don't think wraiths can do that. It might be shadows. It might be shadows, because shadows have the ability to drain your max HP and work somewhat similarly. But I don't think I've ever seen shadows look this Oh my god! Holy shit! I don't think I've ever seen shadows look that fucking horrifying. Holy shit. Well, I guess, I'm assuming... I'm assuming that's an that's a max HP penalty, and that's the visualization of it. When you pass the deception check, but people don't give. Oh shit! Man, player characters just get like absolute fucking privilege, huh? NPCs don't even get fucking death saves. You need a magical weapon, dumbass. I feel like giving the shadow a I feel like giving the shadow leverage is probably not the best idea. It probably did more damage to Grog than anything else. I Are these shadows? I don't think they are. They might be, actually. I'm pretty sure, yeah, actually. Uh... No, they don't take damage from light, so... Hmm. That'll do it. It's probably a fucking... It's probably a Matt Mercer monster of some kind. Oh god, these things are so cool. I want to know what they are. I want to use them in my campaigns. Holy shit. I don't know what this is. Like, I'm assuming it's a Mercer monster. Like, I know there's creatures in Star Wars 5e that have this gimmick, but... And they could be homebrewed shadows. That is another thing. Please name drop them. Please name drop them. Fuck it, I'm just out of here. Oh boy. Horrible shadow monsters killed everyone. I mean, we live in a fucking D&D campaign. It's not that difficult. Not, it's not that uncommon, I would imagine. Oh my god, I fucking love Scanlan so goddamn much. Oh please, like I'm. Please fucking name drop these things, please. Oh boy. The fucky thing about this, right, is if I'm assuming that Vax is a she's a beast master ranger. With how poorly balanced ranger is, leaving the bear behind does not actually change anything. Wraiths. Okay. I just typed into Google like, hey, what are the monsters in episode 4? It says they're wraiths, but wraiths can't do that. Certainly they can. My player has to go for a while, so I have to leave the campaign temporarily. Aww. Wraiths do not work like that. There's no fucking way. Quite literally, as you're the only one with the light spell. Have fun. Oh boy. And that's it. Alright, okay. Oh boy. So, that is the end. That is the credits, and I'm gonna pause it before Amazon just sends it right to the next episode. So, um, I put Wraith into, into 5e tools. Basically, the monster manuals on my phone. I could go get my actual monster manual, but man, that'd take fucking forever. Okay. Uh, yeah, these are homebrewed. These are homebrewed wraiths, and oh boy, I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of this. Okay, so wraiths, CR5, and there was what, like 4 of them. So encounter value. This is why CR is dumb. This is why CR is dumb. Because their CR is 5, meaning that one of them is a match for a party of 5. But the thing is, because of action economy, it doesn't fucking work like that. So, what I've heard from some DMs is to when you're making an encounter, add up the CR of everything and divide it by half, and that's like basically the level the player should be at. I've heard other DMs argue against that. I personally, I playtest the living shit out of my homebrewed encounters before I do them. Like literally. It's why my campaigns take so long to fucking come together, and why I'll do one homebrewed campaign at a time, and I'll make sure that it is basically more or less halfway done by the time the players start it. Because that's what I'll do. I will trial and error. All right, this is the encounter. Here's a bunch of different party makeups that potentially I could have. How does this fight go? And I work it from there. And that's assuming that I'm not homebrewing my own monsters and my own creatures and my own characters for them to fight. If you go back to my my Christmas one shot that I did, that's basically how I made the last encounter. The last encounter with Deacon Alexander. Deacon Alexander entirely homebrewed that man. It's great. And he almost fucking killed everyone because he was supposed to. He's a boss. Okay. Point being, Wraiths, CR5, damage resistance to acid, cold, fire, lightning, thunder, bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing from non-magical attacks that are not silvered. Immunity to necrotic damage and poison. They have incorporeal movement. The Wraith can move through other creatures and objects if they were difficult terrain. It takes 5 or 1d10 if you're not doing preset damage, which... why the fuck would you do preset damage? That's really dumb. If it ends its turn inside of an object. While in sunlight, the Wraith has disadvantage on attack rolls as well as on wisdom, perception checks, or rely on sight. Has life drain, which is very much similar to what they were doing in the show. It is 4d8 plus 3 necrotic damage. And if you fail a con save, your maximum hit points is reduced by the damage taken. And you die immediately with no death saves if this effect reduces your hit point maximum to 0. So yeah, once again, this is a monster that I really like, because shadows have the same thing. Shadows have the same thing in that they can bypass death saves and actually make the players shit themselves. I've never used Wraiths before. Usually I save undead for like really early level shit. And I move on to more, I guess, more interesting villains. I don't really like using like shadows and shit like that. You can't really do a ton with them. I like more charismatic villains. I like shit you can roleplay with. Can't really do that with a shadow. But honestly, seeing that, I might use them. But this is not a super great type of shadow, honestly. The fact they take damage when they end their turn inside an object or a person, that's dumb. I'm glad they didn't do that here. And they also have the ability to create Spectre. The Wraith targets a humanoid within 10 feet of it that has been dead for no longer than 1 minute and died violently. The target spirit rises as a specter in the space of the corpse or in the nearest unoccupied space. The specters under the Wraith's control, the Wraith can have no more than 7 specters under its control at one time. That's cool. That's fun. And but the thing is, you're never gonna fucking use it unless you explicitly set up for it. That was a really fucking cool type, very, very cool encounter there. And it's clear, what it looks like. It's it's clearly Wraiths. If I was more familiar with this type of monster, then hey, that'd be rad as shit. But this is honestly a much better thing, and I kind of want the stat block. I kind of really want the stat block. The ability for them to do damage by going inside people and putting arms through them and shit. The health drain is always a fun thing. Just the ability, the fact that they don't take damage from mundane things unless they're exposed to light. That's fucking cool. I love that. That's absolutely great. And honestly, it's why despite the fact I joke about, aha, the Matt Mercer effect, aha, Matt Mercer makes shitty players and shitty DMs, ha 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 ha. The dude can fucking homebrew, a fucking monster. Holy shit, a holy absolute shit. I want this stat block. Oh my god, and I'm definitely gonna steal some of it. Um, Oh boy, but yeah, that was great. That was absolutely great. I like just from a DM's perspective, that was absolute fucking gold. And if I was a player like doing that encounter, I would actually fear for my fucking life, which is a problem in 5e that you really, 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 really don't run into very often. Like once you're past like level 1 and like maybe like upwards towards like level 3 or 4, um unless you're being an absolute fucking moron, if you know how to play the game and you're, not actively gimping yourselves, it's really, really hard for you to die unless the DM is actively fucking gunning for you. But if the DM is actually fucking gunning for you, you will die. Period. You know? And that's part of the fun of being a DM is that you have to, fun, air quotes. You have to really, like, walk that boundary. And I'm sorry, my fucking throat. I swallowed something wrong, like as I was watching, because I choked on my own spit. The like you like even though this is an adaptation of a campaign, and clearly they're gonna make it more epic for visual sake. Like you get that sensation. It really does come through, and it's done really, really fucking well. Like holy shit. I don't have a single goddamn complaint. Like just from someone who fucking adores tabletop. Like this is what like this when D&D when D&D players are telling you their stories, this is the kind of shit that's playing in their head. Like holy shit. Like story-wise, I'm very very invested. I want to know what's going on with the rich boy. I've already forgotten his name, but it's like Percy or something, isn't it? But oh, I'm bad at names. Just ask my fucking players. I forget their characters' names all the fucking time. It's except for when I'm supposed to forget their names. It's like his backstory is actually pretty cool. It's a little trite. It's a little bit, tropey, but it works. And that's the fun thing about tabletop and about writing in general is that tropes exist for a reason, and tropes can be done well. And my family was butchered, and my friends were hypnotized. My mentors were hypnotized into enslaving me and my sister, and I escaped. And my sister fucking died. That is the tropiest fucking D&D story ever. I have run into that like damn near every fucking game I've been in has had someone like that. Like my current games are exceptions, but every other game I've ever been in has had at least one character with that backstory. And the best part about it is that's not inherently bad. It is, tropey, but you can do a lot of stuff with that as a DM and as a player. And so I get the feeling that everyone that's in there is gonna come back at some point. We're gonna see the tutor. We might see the sister again. Maybe she's been turned into a vampire spawn. Like vampire lords like to take brides. So maybe we'll see that. I don't know. Like there's a lot of cool shit we can see here. By the way, 2 arrows in the back does not mean death. It has never meant death in D&D. Holy shit. The just them being turned on by the lords and just through like heroic actions gaining the trust of the guard and all that, and just fighting these fucking wraiths. It's so fucking cool. I absolutely love this. It was masterfully done. Animation wise, like the fights were really really good. Like just so like there was like I mean I can't, you can't like break out a tape measure and like measure everything, but like everything really did feel like they were kind of following like the D&D rule sets, like you people had like, they had their big actions like throwing an attack, and you had like movement, and like it really it feels like if you spaced it out, yeah, you could actually break this down into movement. Let me scroll through here. Let me actually put this to the test. Where does combat begin? Combat begins. Okay, fuck it. I'm gonna go to 1533 and just go through. Okay, so they spot this. They spot the Wraiths. Roll initiative. Fucking the Wraiths get their surprise round, so they fucking murder everything. They attack Scanlan for the book. Okay, Caliph. Vex grabs the book with her action, with her inter-object interaction, shouts to Caliph with a free action, throws the book with her action, because she's moved as far as she can go, because it looked like she moved, not 30 feet, probably like 15. But doesn't have a dash action, so she throws it to Keyleth. Keyleth uses Wild Shape to become a Jackalope and uses the dash action, it looks like. Yeah, like, this... I'm assuming that, like, distances are fudged. Like, because, you know, they're not going... Like I said, I can't break out a fucking tape measure and measure the fucking pixels to shit. Like, that's for nerdier fuckers than me to do. But, like, everything, like, really does kind of break down to... like, how you, like, it's stuff you could feasibly do in a turn of Dungeons and Dragons. Like, that's actually really fucking cool. You know, we've got, spell slots, we've got, Keyleth with the light spell. It was cool foreshadowing. It's something that I don't know if that actually happened in the stream. Like, when they're actually doing the campaign properly, or if that's just something made up for the animation that's, just used to foreshadow. But it's something I would do for my players. Like... right now, in one of my games, I've got a player who is a wildfire druid, but they don't like playing a wildfire druid, so they wanna be an ice druid that we've homebrewed together. And so, like, occasionally when time calls for it, their fire spells will instead be ice aspected instead. So instead of a fireball, they'll do an ice ball kind of thing. And that's really cool, and we've been kind of hinting towards that, and it's been happening more and more often. At the start, I would roll a d20 for when it happened, and then it was a d12. Then it was a d10. Now it's a d8. And the moment we start getting down to coin flips is the moment where that change is going to happen properly. But yeah, like, overall, like, I'm just really, really a big fan of this. I love, like, the progress. I love the progression. Just everything about this is fucking great. And even Pike leaving, like, I mean, you guys already told me that the Pike's player had to leave for some work, and so they weren't around. So this seems to be animation original in that case. Then, in which case, it's a really good way to get around a player just not being there. I like that a lot. That's fun. Do I have time for my story? Fuck. You know what? Fuck. I'm telling my story anyway. I don't... Shit. Maybe nah, you know what? Fuck it. That episode's gonna take forever because I gotta script it and come up with a visual sound presentation. Fuck it. Okay. So, story time with people that can go through walls. I'll make it quick. So, I was DMing Star Wars 5e. In Star Wars 5e, and in Star Wars in general, there is hyperspace. And in hyperspace, there are things called Star Weirds. And they live in hyperspace. And they feed on Force users. And they are drawn to usage of the Force in hyperspace, which is why Jedi usually don't fucking use the Force when they're traveling through hyperspace. One of my players was using they were playing a Sith of some kind, and they were fucking around and just, like, you know, just using the Force essentially to fucking juggle shit. So I rolled the dice behind the scenes. Suffice it to say, they get attacked by 2 Star Weirds. The Star Weirds have the ability to travel through, they have the ability to travel through objects from real space while they're in hyperspace. And when they're in real space, they can go into hyperspace. They basically, like, to phase shift, essentially, like, functionally, for D&D players. And the fucking fight took place in the cargo hold of the ship, and the Star Weirds, whenever they got cornered, they would just step through the fucking hull outside of the ship and on their turn, move around and outside the ship and come back in. And it was fucking great. Like, the players just had to keep, like, the players took to, they realized, like, oh, when the Star Weirds believe they're in danger, they're using this ability to get to safety. Okay, so they basically lured the Star Weirds into a part of the ship where they could, where they could corner them, and just fucking wrecked these things. Like, they basically locked off these things' ways of escape, because they would phase through the hull of the ship, and then they would come back in another place, and then another player would be there waiting for them. And it was so fucking cool. And, like, I almost killed them. I almost fucking killed them. And, like, they saw the puzzle, and I was like, okay, this is a puzzle. One of them's gonna die here before they figure it out. But, like, no. Someone did go down to death saves, but they did survive it, and they did really, really well. And it was absolutely fucking amazing. I really fucking enjoyed it. God, yeah, there's more to that story, but, like, I've already been going for, like, 41 minutes. So, I'm gonna leave this video here. Maybe you'll hear that story again when I actually do make my stories with Nozz, but I do need to actually come up with the format of that properly and script it and all that good shit. So, hey, maybe you'll see it sometime this year. Who fucking knows? But, I hopefully you guys enjoyed this, because I basically just got to nerd out about fucking D&D for fucking 40 minutes. And I hope you guys liked it. Tomorrow we're gonna be back with Odd Taxi, of course, and I'm gonna be streaming today. Today's gonna be Elden Ring. That's at 4:30. Look forward to seeing you guys there. It's linked in the upper right hand corner. There's Patreon, there's Streamlabs, all that good shit. Like, comment, subscribe, fucking, and I'll see you in the next video. Most of all, become a goblin today. And I'll see you a
The adventure begins. They were always beside you, your nerdy best friends, and the DM to guide you. And they rise from the flames for the battles ahead. Villains beware, 'cause you're about to be dead.